Wexley spills the tea. And what kind of tea are we working on this time? Maybe Earl Grey hot.
Earl Grey hot. Maybe like a chai tea.
Ooh, chai. I like that. Dirty chai though. It's got to be dirty.
Yeah, we'll go real dirty because you know
right,
I'm dirty.
I got a little
Dirty's my middle name.
Spiked lemon iced tea as we speak. So
there you
Spiked
go.
lemon. Well, there we go. And speaking of dirty, for the first time since 1998, WWE Raw is going back to TV-14, baby.
Ooh, that's true. Yeah. I saw that. That is exciting. I do feel like again, I will say that like Money in the Bank sucked. I'm just gonna say it. Like there was some good wrestling, but the writing kind of sucked. But before that, these past like 3 or 4, almost even 6 months, almost even half a year, of pretty decent writing from WWE. So
yeah, I agree.
I think opening it up to that TV-14 level is a good thing all the way around.
And there are rumors that Cody Rhodes is very instrumental in getting that done, making that happen.
You gotta be able to say shit at least twice.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, you get a couple shits per week. You know, Chuck Taylor still hasn't got that shit on AEW like he's been looking for, but you know, we're gonna get to see some WWE guys cut some shits here and there.
I'm into it, man. I do really very much like that idea. Yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped about it.
So that's some positive news for WWE, and honestly, I don't really think it's gonna get too much different or crazier or more edgier because you know SmackDown has been PG since it started.
Yeah.
And SmackDown has had some, you know, some controversial shit here and there, but the Vinnie Mac saga unfortunately continues. Literally right after we finished recording last week, the next day, more and more NDAs have been discovered by the law firm that's been investigating them, and yeah, how are we up to 12 million now or something like that?
You know what's gonna happen?
What?
I'm gonna say this here, and I hope that you are all listening very closely to me. If they find out that these NDAs were purchased by him personally and paid out by him personally, then he might very well be able to turn around and literally sue the government essentially, or the law firm, or whoever is like is it the SEC? Is that who's like coming after him?
I have no clue. I just know it's
because if it's his money, then this is like literally like a violation of privacy. I mean, it's a private contract between two people. As long as it's his money. Again, I want to make sure that's very clear. If he used any company money whatsoever, if he did, this very much could be the downfall of Vince McMahon. If it is found out that he did spend company money, shareholder money on these NDAs, it is very possible that they will finally remove Vince McMahon. I mean,
they already pretty much have proof that he did give one person a raise while he was having a relationship with her, so that's already damning.
Not the same as a payout.
Well, the percentage of the raise is pretty substantial.
Yeah, he doubled her fucking salary.
12 months
doubled it. Went from $100,000 a year to $200,000 a year, like straight up doubled her salary, which is pretty damning. And
yeah.
And not only that, like I understand if he's using his own money, which, you know, very well, if it's a private thing, his own money, very well. Like you said, he should be able to sue them. But some of these people in some of this situation are like, it's not so consensual, if you want to say that. If you know where I'm getting at.
See, sadly, that doesn't matter. Like, and honestly, I'm not saying that's the way it should be, but like, it's still like, it's not a government branch. You know what I mean? Like it's a private company. So like until there's a criminal charge put against him, like it doesn't matter. Like he's not just, dude, he owns he doesn't even own as much as like the controlling. He has like 81% of controlling share. Like it's not even close. Like he's not going anywhere. Like he will lose every sponsor and go down to being 100 millionaire before he lets WWE go. That is what will happen. He will go back to Municipal Auditorium before.
Do you really think that he just wouldn't like just go away and let pretty much what's happening? Let Stephanie be a proxy and run the company.
He absolutely will not. Absolutely will not.
Until he dies, he's going to just go for it.
Until he dies, he will not be away from the WWE unless he is unless they somehow can legally remove him. But I mean, I just don't see it happening, man. I don't see, and again, it becomes this argument on like wrestling Twitter where it's like, should he or shouldn't he or whatever. Like that doesn't matter. Like the question is, will it or will it not happen? I don't think it's going to happen.
I gotta
never
agree.
know. We'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But speaking of allegations, people with allegations, your boy old Marty Scurll has been booked by Santino Marella for his Canadian battle arts, like it's like an MMA hybrid wrestling promotion. And he booked him on the show, and that's just the first thing, appearance we've had anything about Marty since, he willingly admitted that he banged a 16-year-old girl, whether it was legal in the country or not, whether that's age consent. I think it's still fucking weird. Regardless.
Wasn't he like 20 at the time, though?
No, he was like 26.
Oh, that is a little
Yeah.
weird. But I mean,
Exactly. So, like Santino said, Marty, he said everybody deserves a chance to redeem themselves, but I don't think he's done enough to redeem himself. So,
how do you
I don't think it's the
redeem
right
yourself
time.
from that, though? I mean, that's a little.
And I know the UK has different laws, and he said that he thought it was consensual, but he knew she was 16, and it just feels weird to me. Just a little weird. And I used to love Marty Scurll, and just like the next segment that we're going to get into, his in-ring work was great, but him as a person, can't.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest, though. If this
Straight
is
up.
in America and it's a 28-year-old wrestler that consensually has sex with an 18-year-old fan, nobody's talking about it.
Which is still fucking weird.
It's fucking weird. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not, but I am saying that I don't think that it comes up in discussion at all unless the issue is specifically with consent.
I fully agree with that.
Yeah, but supposedly she was like drunk and got
Yeah,
pressured
that's
into
a
the
problem.
situation.
That's a
But he
problem.
says he thought it was consensual. But there's
Yeah.
always two sides to a story. But talking about two sides to a story, we're gonna get into this next little bit here. And one of Jesse's favorite wrestlers, I think he knows where we're going here.
I do.
One of his all times current active in-ring wrestlers, Jordan Grace, the Impact Women's World Champion, made some disparaging comments about Chris Benoit, pretty much talking about how he couldn't hang with the modern day wrestlers because, he has CTE and he couldn't remember the spots, and just talk shit about Benoit because, he murdered, his family, and he was kind of just talking some shit. So a lot of people took offense to that. Like, no, I mean, obviously Chris Benoit was a beast in the ring.
Because,
even though
he murdered his family and what.
like, so I get both sides. Like, if you were his friend, you knew him, you're going to defend him. But if you're someone like us who just knows him as a murderer, you're going to be like, who cares if he was good? He fucking killed his family. But, long story short, lots of controversy. Conan, a bunch of people were just like pissed off at her for saying all this shit. But she eventually had like a meeting with David Benoit, Chris Benoit's son, who looks fucking just like him.
It is weird.
And I believe
And-
his sister as well, if I'm not mistaken.
And
Sandra.
his sister, yeah, something like he met with like some of the Benoit people. She had like a little discussion, and they basically did a thing where she's donating money to like CTE research, and they buried the hatchet, and they were like, it's fucked, like, everything's fucked up, but Benoit before the brain, it's his brain, and they came to an understanding, and I think it's really cool. It's a fucked up situation that turned into something that actually turned out positive. But then this is what pisses me off. You got old Nancy Benoit's like sister or niece or some shit coming in talking about she's upset, but this had nothing to do with Nancy. This is about Benoit's in-ring ability, which I understand people forget about Nancy and then blah blah blah, but this had nothing to do with that. This was talking about Benoit himself.
Yeah.
Nancy, great manager. She was very good in her own right for what she did, but this wasn't about her. And I feel like they just wanted to just piggyback and just grab a little something, which that's not cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
you're
know.
her fucking niece, or like, what? Like, come on now.
I feel like with the disparaging nature of the comments and then followed up with, the situation just dropping the mention of the murder-suicide, I could understand why a family member of a victim would urge someone to focus on the tragedy of the scenario rather than as a reason to drag somebody down.
Yeah.
Even the culprit. But the other thing about all that is the comments just about the in-ring prowess and all that stuff were incredibly short-sighted as well. And I don't understand the relevance of even fucking touching on it, frankly. Like, there was really no reason to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. I mean, and we're big fans of Jordan Grace here. I'm not trying to throw her under the bus, but like, I mean, this is a classic situation of like, just if you just hadn't tweeted that one thing, a month's worth of drama would not, would just not, just that one tweet. Like, just don't. Why did you need to say something like that? Did it matter either way? Like, who benefits from this? Like,
Did someone poll you on if Benoit could hang? in today's
it's like,
wrestling
who
world.
cares? And
Like,
it's like,
dude,
also, who cares?
Exactly. And like, of course CTE Benoit couldn't hang, but like New Japan Benoit, like fuck off. Like, come on
I
now.
mean, I don't
I'm
honestly,
a fan
dude,
of Jordan Grace and I'm a fan of pre-murder Benoit, like most wrestling
Yeah,
fans are. I mean, shit.
God, it's just so awkward, man. It's
It's
just so
awkward, but before he did the shit, I mean,
Yeah, no, it's funny. I mean, it's
when he was
it's
still
funny
pure at
because
heart.
of it's funny
No.
because of the way you said it, not because
not
of
pure at
the
heart,
fact that
obviously, but like before he had fucking brain
it's pure at
injuries.
heart.
I'm joking, obviously, but like brain injuries that warped his whole fucking, like, as we know, like, glad that we know about CTE these days, like all sports, but Jesus fuck. I mean, yeah. You see where we're going here, but speaking of some fucking horrible shit, not really horrible, kind of funny. Your boy, not really boy, the great Khali is accused of slapping a toll worker and apparently smacked the shit out of him. And then there was the video where they confronted him while he was in the back of the car accusing him of it. He says he didn't do it, but I'm pretty sure the great Khali probably smacked some fucking toll worker who was being disrespectful.
I mean,
Where was this in the United States or is this in India?
No, this is in India.
That's where he is in India.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
he's
wherever
slapping.
he's at right now. He's not in the United States. No, because he has a wrestling school in India. I'm pretty sure it's in India.
He's
I feel
slapping.
like you could tell if the great Khali smacked somebody.
Exactly, and I'm sure the dude's got a mark. And
Hands. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, he's slapping. There's no
all
doubt.
all his like coworkers were pissed off at the great Khali, and like, I know he did that shit. I mean, it's the great Khali. I'm sure he's just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
My hand is bigger than your head. You know, what's this chop? What was that? That was his finisher, right? The chop.
the fucking
Yeah.
brain chop. Yeah. It's fucking lame as
Brain
I
shit.
chop.
mean,
That's almost
that
as
makes sense
bad
to
as the
me.
heart punch, to be
That makes
honest.
sense to me.
Oh, so we were talking about, Ric Flair's final match coming up, big show in Nashville, Tennessee. We're all looking forward to that. But Ric Flair, for some reason, last night during AEW Dynamite got a little froggy and just started burying Chris Jericho on Twitter. He called him an HBK wannabe and a Ric Flair never will be, and just started talking shit about him. So is this an angle building to something, or is this just Ric Flair being a bitter old man?
Is it Jericho going to be announced as the opponent at the last match?
That's what I'm saying, y'all. What do y'all think?
If he puts over, I mean, Flair's going because Flair's doing the job.
Oh
If
yeah,
Flair's
it's his
doing the
final
job.
match. When you were that's standard pro wrestling.
Who's the
right there.
guy that could beat Flair? Jericho makes the most sense. It
I would
makes
say
the
so.
most sense.
I would say so. I mean, the only other thought I had, like I think I touched on it before, but the only other thought I had, who's free agent technically right now, who could go and probably work around the limitations, would be Angle.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, yeah. I'd love for it to be AJ, but I know it's just not possible.
Yeah.
It just seems like it would make the most sense because he was in WCW. He was in, he's literally been everywhere Flair's been. The story's built in. A lot of people think AJ's the new GOAT. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that would be great. And him doing the job for AJ would make the most sense. But Jericho makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I mean, and I think that because Flair, I mean, there's a style of wrestling that's not being done really right now. You know what I mean? Like there's a style of like that whole 90s like suplex, hip toss, like that kind of like wrestling. The only guy that's still doing it that really knows how to do it well is Jericho, to be honest.
And
like,
I mean, not to jump the shark here, but we saw a pretty damn good match on SummerSlam 02 between the two of them.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I could see it.
I could definitely.
Yeah, that'd be fucking insane if they really went in that direction. I wouldn't be upset. They people like to call Ric Flair the GOAT and Chris Jericho and Michaels the GOAT, so it makes sense if they're actually building to something there. But yeah, like AEW, they're doing pretty good. They got #1 on cable again this week on AEW Dynamite, and it was a great fucking show. I don't know if either of you have caught it yet.
Yep.
But dude, fuck. I mean, that Takeshita Moxley match, Takeshita is fucking awesome. He's gonna be a star. I don't know if it's gonna be in Japan or the US, but that dude is fucking money.
It needs to be
And
Japan. It needs to be Japan.
I think
I think by that I'm not saying because of him. I'm saying because I think New Japan needs him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think
he's got size to him. His style's dynamic. I happened to catch on Sunday there was a JCW, not Juggalo, but Jersey City Wrestling show that on GCW's YouTube network that Takeshita fought Cole Radrick, and it was fucking great. Like,
Yeah, Takeshita's gonna have a match at the Black Label Pro Show here in Nashville at SummerSlam weekend. So
he's taking advantage of being in the U.S. That's for sure.
who is he facing in that match? Do you know?
I do not know off the top of my head.
I just know he's on the card, which that's all I need for a ticket right there. God damn it! And dude, the main event, the Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match, which I love how AEW's call it Triple or Nothing.
Yeah,
that's way cooler than three. It's their own shit, dude. Amazing match, and the ending, like, I didn't see that fucking coming at all.
Nope.
Swerve and Our Glory won the titles, and dude, now FTR are not the shortest reigning AEW World Tag Team Champions ever. It's now the Young Bucks at 28 days. So
that
wild. Just builds the longer going feud between FTR and the Bucks, which I love that little side note. Which now that the titles are off the Bucks, that leaves the Bucks to be able to go and fuck with FTR, and then maybe somehow get that title back at some way. But dude, Swerve and fucking Keith Lee. So I just want to say, Daniel, you said when Keith Lee got signed, where was he going to be in 6 months?
Yeah.
Or however.
I think I also said the only way I see it working is in a tag team. I'm almost positive I said that.
I recall
that's
that.
Great, because now
here we are.
Here we
and it
are.
worked out.
Fucking. That's
and
how we
I love
do
that.
kayfabe comparisons. We do predictions that come true.
That's right.
That's
I mean, it was just the best way to use him, I think. And Swerve is the guy on the mic that can carry that situation. I'm not saying that Keith is the worst. I'm just saying that, like, that is his weakest point. I'm not saying he's not the worst promo ever, but he's not a great promo either. You know, like, so Swerve can do both, but Swerve, like, there is something. I know this sounds weird, but it's like I feel like Swerve is still like. It's almost like Orton 04 or 05. Like, you know, he's going to be like a legendary guy, but he's not like, and he's really good already, but there's something, there's just one, I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something that doesn't make him like a main event guy to me yet. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that maybe this run with Keith Lee could be
maybe the tag team title run will set him over the next level.
And especially the eventual split. And if he can really do a great heel, as I'm sure he can, and make Keith Lee a big baby face, it's going to be amazing when they split, you know? Yep. They'll do a reverse of what they're doing with Jurassic Express. And I think what they're doing with Jurassic Express is amazing. Yeah. I love the Christian Cage storyline. I love his promos lately. They've been heavy and awesome in the best ways.
It's the first time I've given a shit about Luchasaurus since AEW began, to be honest with you.
Great heel. He works like a great heel because he doesn't talk. So he is like and that's an art that a lot of people don't do. Like, it's like a lot of guys will turn heel, turn babyface, and wrestle the same way. Luchasaurus is not wrestling the same way.
No, he's got a whole new moveset, doing cool shit, and I love how he does a variation of Jungle Boy's finisher.
He's wrestling like a big man now.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing any of the lucha part of him. You know what I mean? It's
just he didn't do a moonsault this week. He just did the choke slam and then went straight for the submission.
Yes. Like that, I think, that's the way it should be. It's the way it should be.
I don't know if y'all saw. Did you see where the local graphics might have potentially let the main event for All Out slip?
Oh, what's that?
So they had the graphics that just had a whole bunch of the regular people on it. It had Swerve and Lee apparently with the titles on the poster, but also a picture of both Mox and Punk with their respective AEW World titles.
When is All Out supposed to be?
September.
No way.
Punk can definitely be healthy by then, right? Because all he had was a broken foot.
I can see it happening, dude.
Think about it. How long has he already been out?
Been like a month and a half, 2 months, something like that.
Yeah.
So 3 months for like a broken foot? As long as it wasn't like, if it was like a hairline fracture, you'll be straight.
Those bones are so small, and it's really hard to rehab it, dude.
It also depends on how bad it was. You know?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying.
If it was a full fracture, though, if it was a full break, it's at least 6 to 9 months, dude. Those little bones take so long to heal, right?
And that could just be the local.
And he's old. Like, he's not. He's like 43.
I think
43,
right.
44.
And the fact, the fact that he's from Chicago, probably just because he's gonna be there with the title, like on commentary or something for like whatever match that Moxley has. Like, they're still gonna promote him heavy, even if he doesn't wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, the eventuality is going to probably be those two to unify the titles or whatever, whether it's All Out or not. But I could see it happening at All Out as long as that foot wasn't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's possible. You're right. It's possible.
Yeah, unless he realizes his foot is unhealable and he just does one more match and drops the belt.
Do you think that's what's gonna happen?
You never know. We'll see.
You never know.
I've just tossed it out there for you.
You did.
If you can catch it if you want, you can drop it, but
Call me Julio Jones.
Did y'all
all right,
also
let's,
see the latest in the MLW news that they just struck a distribution deal for merchandise?
Hot Topic, baby. Hell yeah.
Wow, good for them.
I'm going to be
That'll
buying
be-
me some more Alex Kane shirts that I don't have to order and wait because, honestly, I haven't bought anything from Pro Wrestling Tees since they had that weird breach.
Yeah.
Because I ain't fucking with them, honestly. So I'll go to Hot
Also,
Topic,
too,
get
like,
some more Alex Kane shirts.
Didn't they like tweet some off-color shit there for a while? And like it was,
I didn't
or,
know
like,
that.
I don't know, retweeted or supported something.
Oh, yeah, yes, they did. During basically the Black Lives Matter shit, they were, they retweeted
think,
some...
I think that like something happened when that Control Your Narrative like brand was gonna launch or whatever, and they were kind of getting buried, and then like Pro Wrestling Tees like put out a graphic, like not just like it was a tweet, but it was like a long thing with their like letterhead on it that was like, we're not gonna sit by silently anymore or something like that, and I was like, okay,
maybe, but I don't know. I haven't fucked with them since anytime they started fucking around. So shout out to Hot Topic, getting the cool shirts back.
yeah, it's been like 20 years, so
We did just find, this is breaking. This is just announced 2 minutes ago. For StarCast 5 that we were talking about with Ric Flair's last match, they're offering this weekend, presented by CarShield, a $99 bundle that includes 2 upper-level seats to Ric Flair's last match and 2 general admission passes to the StarCast after party for a total of $99.
That sounds like what I'm going to be buying.
that's a really good
I
deal,
get
actually. Because
paid
honestly,
Thursday, and I'll be able to swing it. I might have to sell a couple video games, but we're going to get that shit,
dude,
baby.
but an upper deck, like I mean, it's not even the arena; it's municipal. So like upper deck is still
Fantastic.
great
You can see
seat.
everything
like,
great.
A great seat. Like, yeah, that's that. Damn, I wish
I think
could
the
go.
floor is clean anyway. I mean, I'm pretty sure
Oh,
all that's
yeah.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's all gone. Yeah, because the new fairgrounds is bigger than the old fairgrounds, like as far as capacity. So like, yeah, that's wild. That's awesome though. That's good news. It's good news for them, man. Like, I mean,
The after
if Ric
party
Flair
is-
does die, I hope he does it in front of a big crowd. I hope it's sold out. I hope they're hanging from the rafters.
That's right.
I feel like that's how I'd want to go out anyway. Yeah, man. Well, do we have anything else in the news department?
I mean, that's pretty much it when it comes to the news for this week. I think there's some rumors there might be an AEW show coming up in the UK, and Big E is expected to make a full recovery, and that's pretty much all I got.
Ooh, wait, when was that announced?
Recently, he said like today or yesterday, he's expected to make a full recovery.
That
It might take a while, but he's expected to.
That is amazing.